Good morning, Erin. How are you? So, guys, we're just going to take a seated position to begin. So, setting yourself up on your mat, getting your stuff situated, and then either a blanket or a block underneath of you or flat to the floor if that's what works best for you. And as you come into that comfortable seat, sitting nice and upright, allowing the eyes to close, taking your meditative position, sitting up nice and tall like a yogi. Thumb and first finger can touch, other three fingers extend away in Gyan Mudra or not. It's completely your preference here before class starts. Main thing is that we connect with our seat, connect with our breath in our seat, and allow the mind to let everything that came before class fall away as best we can, and let everything that's going to come after class not exist yet, not in our thought process, not in our body physical structure, those fluctuations of mind energy, thought, can ripple through us physically. So just setting the tone for class by coming into the breath, allowing the mind to be focused on the breath rather than anything else. Just feeling the sensations of the inhalation and the exhalation coming and going. In a minute before we kick off, if you're new to Kundalini, if you're new to class, welcome. We have a fantastic Kriya, the Kriya for Detoxification that we're doing. So we're doing a warm-up, and then we're moving into the Kriya for Detoxification, which I think is a really good way to start the year. And I think it's a really great way to let go of 2020 and come fully into 2021, kicking off with letting go of what doesn't serve, what we do not need, what was maybe trying and uncomfortable, and bringing in new life. So it's something that Kundalini Yoga does really well. As we clear out the old and we realign ourselves back towards center, towards our Sat Nam, our truth, echoing from the inside outward. As we let go, we always bring in the new and realign ourselves so we can make steady steps towards where we wish to go and how we want to be as we're going in that direction. So just keep that in mind as we practice today, that there is a releasing and letting go, and then a coming back to neutral. And from neutral, we can make better, wiser choices about how we want to proceed into our future. Awesome. So we are starting, hands coming together at heart center, palms to touch, thumbs towards the sternum to start, little gentle pressure in the hands, and then a rub of the palms. And as the palms begin to rub, you keep that gentle pressure, creating a little bit of friction. And the hands come to stop. Now the thumbs press into the sternum lifts towards the thumbs, so we're nice and long in our spine. Beginning with the Adi mantra, followed by the Mangala Charan mantra, traditional Kundalini opening. If you're not familiar with it, just listen along, keep coming back, and you'll have it in a matter of weeks. Big inhale all together. And an exhale all the way out. The inhale tunes us in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Adgare Name Jugatgare Name Satgare Name Sirim Gurudeve Name Atgare Name Jugatgare Name Satgare Name Sirim Gurudeve Name Atgare Name Jugatgare Name Satgare Name Sirim Gurudeve Name. Inhaling, drawing the sweet breath in, all the way. Holding the breath at the top. And a smooth, steady exhalation. Letting the breath out. And building unity and community right from the beginning of practice. We're all in this together. Even though we're not in the same room, we're sharing the same practice. And we're sharing the same practice of ages. Of all the yogis that have been taught this and practiced this. Right now, we're all together. Beautiful. Coming lying flat back down onto our backs as we begin. And when we come onto our backs, we're going to curl the knees into the chest, wrapping the hands around the shins, and a little rock side to side. The shoulders and head are on the ground. And interlacing the hands around the right shin. Both feet are flexed. Inhale that left leg high to the sky, straight leg as you can. And then exhale, taking that left leg down towards the floor, hovering an inch off the ground, pausing a beat, sending the left heel out and away as you draw the right knee in a little bit closer with the hands. Beautiful. And then we begin the motion. Inhale, the leg rises. Exhale, it falls. So nice and steady with the breath as we move, following the pattern of our breath not rushing the body not rushing the breath. It can be slow, it can be fast. You decide what you need today. It's warming up through the hip crease, the hip flexor, the low abdomen. It's for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale that left leg high. And an exhale, draw that left leg in, changing sides, interlacing around the left shin this time. Both feet stay flexed. Inhale that right leg high, straight as you can. And then exhale, taking that heel, keep extending it out and away, that right leg hovering about an inch off the ground. Send that right heel out and away as you draw the left knee in ever so slightly more. And then keep that dynamic force as you inhale, right leg high, exhale, it comes down. So you keep reaching that right heel out away. So getting longer, as if you could create space in that ball and socket joint of the hip and pelvis by extending the heel out and away, the entire arch of the range of motion as you lift the leg up and down. Inhale, the leg rises. Exhale, it falls. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, that right leg high. And exhale, curl those knees in, hands around the shins, little side to side. And the feet coming flat to the floor, knees are bent just for a moment. We're going to inhale, lifting the hips up. Palms are going to face down underneath the butt, and then we'll sit the butt on the tops of the hands. So palms face down, butt lands on top of the hands with the exhalation. Inhale, we're going to curl the knees in towards the chest. And then we're going to exhale. The left leg is going to go long, hovering about 3 to 6 inches off the ground. Maybe that's more like a foot. 6 inches to a foot off the ground. And then as we inhale, left knee comes in, right leg goes long. And then piston. right? Inhaling right, exhaling left. And we're going to try to keep that dynamic force going. So feet are flexed. We want to keep extending through the heel as we draw the knee as close into the chest as we can without the use of the hands this time. So we really need to use the abdominal musculature. There you go. Steady as we go. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, both legs extend out, feet are flexed, hold. And an exhale, feet come to the floor, just a round of breath here. Another round, just let it roll through you. Beautiful. Keeping the hands as they are. Inhale, taking the knees to the chest and exhaling there. Inhale, both legs high, and exhale, they drop down towards the floor. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, they fall. So double leg lifts now, really working into the abdomen. Nice and long and strong in the legs. If this is too much on you, you bend the knees and you just lift half the weight of the legs here. The key here is making sure that your low back is safe. That's why we have our hands where they are, to help tilt the pelvis in a way that keeps that low back glued to the floor. So you want the abdomen to be tight like a corset as you lift the legs up and down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, legs high. And exhale, curl the knees into the chest. Woo. Little rock side to side. And then little rock front to back. And we'll roll up to our seat. And as we roll up to our seat, palms are going to face down onto the knees. We're going to begin our Sufi grinds. Inhale as you circle forward. Exhale as you round back. Eyes are closed as much as possible through the practice of Kundalini Yoga. Beautiful work, guys. Nice and steady. And an inhale brings us upright, nice and tall. Full breath in. And an exhale there. Reversing the circle. Inhale, circling forward. Exhale as we circle back. So again, it's your pace. It could be slow. Grounding into the earth, feeling that rootedness, especially after we got the abdomen all fired up, right? We're taking that power that we put in the belly and now we're rooting it down. See if you can feel into that subtle shift, right? That energy that we put in the navel center, feel how it's now coalescing, right? Coagulating right in the center of our hips and pelvis, connecting down to the earth, right? Like an anchor, a rootedness, a stability. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, upright, nice and tall, full breath. And exhale. And as you do, we're going to slide the hands onto the shins for our spinal flex. As we inhale, we're tilting the pelvis forward and the heart is going to come forward. As we exhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis back, the heart goes back, and then that's the motion. And it's kind of quick, and you'll hear the audibility in my breath. It's a catch and throw. We catch, there's a little pause at the top, and then we throw, there's a little pause at the bottom of the exhale. Chin stays as parallel to the floor as possible. The mechanism of action here is the tilt of the pelvis. Pelvis tilts forward, pelvis tilts back, heart comes along for the ride. It can be slow, it can be subtle. It can be a millimeter forward, a millimeter back. It can be really, really subtle. And sometimes it's exactly what the practice demands and needs. And sometimes it's what you need, regardless of what everybody else is doing. Right? You need something slow and subtle. You always have permission to make the class entirely yours, your practice. If that's what feels right, do that. If not, come along with me and really allow that energy and breath to fire up inside of you. Believe me, you're going to need a little bit of oomph as we go on to the rest of the practice. Keeping this motion going, sliding the hands out onto the legs. So this motion lubricates the spine. It's the best word I have for it, right? Just the extension and flexion of the spine. But the catch and throw of the breath also begins to amplify our nervous system, right? And this is going to be really useful, right? We put power in our navel. Now we're getting the nervous system behind it. So we're in a more stimulated part of ourselves. And we're going to need that for what's going to come. Right? Because it's going to get a little challenging. And when it gets a little challenging, we'll be able to dig in, no problem. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, full breath in, straight in. Hold at the top, pause. And exhale to release the breath. So if you're fine just seated on the ground, stay seated on the ground. At this point, I like to get onto my blanket just to get my hips a little bit higher. If you want to do that, feel free to do that. And as we come into our seat, whether we propped up or we're just on the floor, we're going to inhale, the hands wide out and up. And on an exhale, the fingertips are going to touch the shoulders if they can. Fingertips forward, thumb back. And we're going to move into spinal flex. Inhaling to the left, exhale to the right as we twist. The elbows stay at shoulder height. That's very important. That helps the intercostal muscles open. So we took the spine through extension and flexion. Now we're moving it, twisting across the transverse plane. We're opening the sides of our body. So with the elbows at shoulder height, we can really get that in. Beautiful. Little sniffs of air. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right, and the head turns with the motion. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, center, full breath. And an exhale, slowly lowering the hands, palms face down on the knees. And a round of breath just to feel into what we've built. So if your hands are on your knees, your elbows are probably a little forward from the trunk of your body. I want you just to slide the hands back so the elbows are in line with your trunk, right? And this is going to keep the shoulders in a good alignment. So as we slide the hands back, the elbows are directly beside our body now. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, we drop them down. That same catch and throw of the breath. And again, it can be as subtle as you need or want it to be. You can also go a little bit faster than me, but remember, it's not a race and it's not a gym. Faster and more vigor, more aggression, maybe not the way you want to practice. But if it's where you are today and you really need to get it out, go ahead. Go ahead. Just know if you're doing it with gusto and you're adding aggression to it, you're literally building aggression in your body, not taking it away. So maybe you do that for 30 seconds and then you release that aggression, you release that veracity, that ferocity, and you just come into a little bit more ease. Right? Because this whole practice is about letting go. Detoxification. 3, 2, 1. And a big inhale. Shoulders up. Hold the breath. And an exhale. And as you do, you slide the palms forward, back onto the knees, palms face down. Inhale, turning the chin to the left. Exhale, turning the chin to the right. So it's slow, deeper breath, slowing things down. Inhale, turning to the left, and the motion is slow with the breath. Exhale, turning to the right. In to the left. X to the right. Pause right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Reversing the breath. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. Inhaling right. Exhale left. Inhale right. And an exhale to center. A round of breath there just to check in, feel what you feel. Notice the difference between when we began and how you feel now. We're going to come right up to standing. So getting up any way you can. A little shake of the legs, a little shake of the hands, a little shake of the waist, a little shake of the shoulders, shake it out. Then landing. Feet are about hips width distance apart, maybe slightly a little bit wider. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, the fingers interlace, hands land behind the head. Like a little basket, resting the head into the hands. Big inhalation here. And we're going to exhale down towards squat. Inhale, we'll rise. Exhale down. Taking the hips as far down towards the heels as you can. And if it's a really, really tired day or you have any issues with your knees, just a little bend and a rise. Just a little bend and a rise. Make it entirely yours. Make it entirely safe. If you have it in your body, taking it down as far as you can, rising back up. Like a spring, loading on the way down on the exhalation, and that inhale just bringing you right back up. Eight, 7, keep it going, nice and steady. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rise. And an exhale, the hands slowly fall, palms face forward. And breathe. right down to the floor onto our backs as we move into the Kriya for detoxification. As we lie down, the heels are going to come to touch, the palms are going to face down. So the heels are touching, the feet are flexed, and the toes are pointing straight up. On an inhalation, we're going to allow the feet to come out, so the toes are pointing out on either side. And on an exhalation, we're going to go back straight up. So inhale out, exhale up. So that's the motion. It's nice and simple. Keep the heels together. As best you can, keep the heels together, keep the feet flexed, and you want to go as quick as you can, so it's at a nice pace. But it's a controlled motion, so if it gets really sloppy, go slower, right? You have all month to build this, you have all month to get quicker. If it's day one today, just feel it out, get used to the motion. This is really going to activate the legs. We're dealing a lot with apana, the downward excreting force within the body. That's what this detoxification is all about. Sometimes we have unresolved, undigested thoughts, feelings, and emotions within us. Sometimes it's undigested food, whatever the case may be. But it's energy that's stuck in the body that needs to be released. And this Kriya is all about releasing any stuck energy by removing it, excreting it from the body. And that's done with the apana, if you follow yogic traditional philosophy. "30 seconds, stay with it, get as fast as you can." Last 30 seconds, go, go, go. How long? We got 15 seconds, go as fast as you can. Three, 2, 1, big inhale, and exhale. Release the breath, relax any tension in the body, just be breathed on the floor, feel it out, let it go, let it rinse through you. Good work. I'm going to bend the knees. Feet flat to the floor. We're going to do that same motion that we did at the beginning in the warm-up. We're going to lift the hips, palms face down underneath the hips. And as the palms come face down underneath the hips, we'll sit the hips back on top of the hands. We're going to extend our legs, hovering them, this time pointing the toes, keeping the low back glued to the ground, and we're just going to kick. Long, slow, deep breathing, and we're kicking as if we were swimming in water. So this may get hard because we're here for a full 2 minutes. So keep kicking. It's as fast as you can, but also controlled. That low back stays glued to the ground as best you can, using the corset of the abdomen. Legs nice and long and straight, and if you need to, at any point this becomes too much, you stop, let the heels rest on the ground, completely relax any tension in the low back and legs, breathe, and then come back in when you're ready, when it feels right. For the rest of us, keep on kicking, stay steady. We've got about 1 minute and 15 seconds left. You've got it. I've got you, you've got me, we've got each other. Stay with it. Long, slow, steady breath. And when it gets hard, just remember what you're doing. You're cleaning, you're cleansing, you're letting go. You're letting things go that you don't need. So maybe that gets a little bit hard for a little while, but it's not the rest of your life. It's just right now. Dig in, go strong. Keep it going, keep it steady. The full Kriya of this is actually 4 minutes, so we're doing half. We're doing easy mode. Keep it steady. Keep it steady. Got 30 seconds. Maybe get a little quicker. Maybe get a little stronger. Maybe get a little fiercer. It's okay. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, point the toes, hover the feet. And exhale, it drops to the floor. Releasing the hands, palms face up, legs a little wider than the mat. And breathe. Take it in. And let it out. Take it in. And let it out. Rolling right over, very little pause in between these two. Rolling right over onto the belly. Hands on either side of the chest, tops of the feet to the floor. As we exhale, we're going to stick the tongue out and come as high up into a cobra as is safe and right in our body. Tongue stays out. We inhale back to the ground and repeat. Keep that going. Nice and steady. I breathe in through my nose on the way back down, not through my mouth. You can continue to do mouth breathing in and out if that's what works best for you. There's no specification there for that. Keeping the tops of the feet rooted into the ground really helps with the upward lift. And remember, you're only coming as high that feels right for your body. So you don't need to push up into straight arms. Maybe you just do tiny little baby cobras. And that's what's working for you today. This small. It can be this small. Right? Make it work for you and your body. And very much like when we do lion's roar, lion's breath, and we're just letting out that This is very similar, it's just not as fierce. But we're getting rid of anything that's stuck. You can really feel it leaving the bottom of your belly. Right? Just getting it out, cleansing, letting go, clearing the way for what is new and what is to come. Maybe add that feeling and that emotion to the movement. Right? If you're not feeling it, create it. Clearing the way. Letting it out. Last exhale. Inhale, bring it down. Allow the arms to come forward, fingertips towards the shoulders, forearms cross, forehead onto the forearms, and just breathe. Couple rounds of breath. Feel what you feel. Notice the belly. See if you can feel some emptiness there. The whole navel center. We put power there. Now we've completely emptied it. Where'd that go? Breathe. Let it settle a bit. rolling over onto our backs. As we come down onto our backs, this is our exhale position. As we inhale, we're going to draw the knees in towards the chest, and the hands are going to come straight up, fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. On an exhale, back down. Okay? In and out. In and out. It's controlled motion, and it's as quick as you can handle safely in your body. So if you can go quicker, go quicker. But again, it's not about rush. It's not about fierceness or anger. Move steady and move understanding that you're clearing. You're flushing your system out. This does get involved with the endocrine system. It does rinse and clear through the organs with the motions that we're doing for sure. Right? There's very scientific stuff that we could get into at another time. There's reasons this stuff works that way. For me, I just love feeling the energy of it. I can really feel the difference as we go through the postures. What's clearing, what's rinsing, what's being let go of. I can feel the space inside my body that's been worked, and I can feel the release in the pauses in between the practices. For 3, 2, and 1. Last inhale. Exhale, palms face up, legs hit the floor, and breathe. Nice deep belly breathing. Let it roll through you. Feel what you feel. Heart may be a little racy. Getting rid of the old and bringing in the new. Goodbye 2020. Hello 2021. On your next exhalation, curling the knees into the chest. Do a little squeeze of the knees, draw them in, little rock side to side. And little rock forward to back, rolling along the spine. And bring it up to a comfortable seat, something that I almost skipped yesterday. Silly me. Palms face down on the knees. So we started with Sufi grinds, and what we're about to do is similar but different. And the first thing we need to think about is if we was seated on a clock face and 12 o'clock was right in front of us, that clock would move in a clockwise direction. Right? We're going to move anti-clockwise. So think about a clock, think about 12 being right in front of you, think about the way that that clock moves, and we're going to move in the opposite direction. So we're keeping the spine long, and we're just going to churn through the belly, right? Churning through the belly. Nice and steady, steady breath, long and deep. Counterclockwise motion. So you can see everything that we've done during this detoxification Kriya has been mid-body and a releasing effect. Even when we're doing those cobras, which does bring energy up to the heart center, to the throat, we were letting it out with an open mouth, getting rid of it, but we were pulling it out of the navel, out of what's left in the basement, the stuff we don't want to clean, we don't want to look at. One of the things that I love about Kundalini Yoga is you really don't need to name it. You don't have to be sitting in therapy, though I do go to therapy. You don't need to be sitting in therapy calling all this stuff out in order for the body to release it. Right? These practices align us in a way that we don't even need to name what it is that's going on. When that energy releases, it releases. And we begin to feel and be better within our own skin. For 5. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, nice and tall, full breath. And an exhalation there. And we're going to come right up to standing. And as we come up to standing, and get nice and tall, inhale, hands high. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, fold. So if you have a lot of space in your hips, you're just going to grab your ankles, and we're going to move from forward fold into a squat. If you have tight hips, you are like me. Get a block out front. Maybe you heel toe the feet a little bit wider. And then the inhalation, we're going to squat. And on the exhalation, fold. In to out. And you're moving as fast as you can. Safely. It's all about safety. So as fast as you can, as long as you're being safe. Last little rinse, last little clearing before we bring it all home. Five, 4, 2, 1. Last exhale. Inhale, come up nice and slowly, hands high. And exhale, hands slowly down to the sides. Palms face forward. Find your mountain, stand in your breath and breathe. Bringing it down to the floor, building a seat, making any adjustments you need to make along the way. And as we build that seat, we're going to move into a chant, a prayer in motion, in alignment. So we're going to be chanting Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat meaning the one indescribable, permanent truth of all time, of all ages. It is the divine spark of life through which all things came from. It is the truth in yogic philosophy. Sat, the essence of all things. The essence of essence itself, if you will. Nam meaning name or identity. Our legacy. Sat Nam meaning that we are that truth. We are that essence of essence. And then Waheguru meaning the joy, the indescribable bliss of knowing that we are the Sat, that we are the truth, is indescribable. Wow, that is amazing. That's Waheguru. So we're saying Sat Nam 6 times, Waheguru once. And it's in a monotone, so it's not super celebratory. It's very subdued. And there's a reason for that after we've done our clearing and cleansing. We're bringing things back to neutral, not accelerating into the positive. We've let go of the negative, and we're coming back to neutral. Just that we are that truth. I'll start. You can join in when you're ready. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Keep chanting. Use your voice. Understand what it is you're saying and allow the rhythm and the breath pattern to really create a cycle in you. An acknowledgement that you are the truth and that this is a celebration, even though we're not making it accentuated as such. And feel the rhythm of the breath and begin to feel what this current and these words begin to create inside of you, and allow that to get deeper in your understanding, in your experience, and in your internal expression of what it is you're saying. Keeping the monotone, keeping the rhythm, and if we go out of pace when I jump back in, forgive me, it's hard to keep track when I can't hear you guys. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam Waheguru. Last round. Sat Nam 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 Waheguru. Big inhale, draw the breath in, and as you do, the hands are going to come up overhead, gentle little pressure into the palms, into each other. Hold that breath. You've got 20 seconds, nice and steady. Keep the breath held. Feel the clarity you've built inside and allow the wisdom that's inside of you, the wisdom of the body, the wisdom of the mind, the intelligence in every cell to begin to fill you in that neutral state. And in exhalation, the palms turn, falling towards the floor, fingertips graze, touching the ground, regrounding into Mother Earth. And a round of breath, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, draw the breath in, hands up overhead. Again, palms to touch, little pressure in the hands. Hold. Stay full. Relax around that inhalation and allow that breath to begin to fill you up on the inside. Soften around the breath and watch the magic happen. Be relaxed in yourself. Be free. And in exhalation, the hands come, palms face down, fingertips land on the ground. And a round of breath, inhaling. And exhaling. One more time. Inhale, hands high, palms touch. Hold. And an exhale to release the breath. Palms turn, facing down, fingertips graze the floor. And a round of breath, inhale. And exhaling, thumb and first finger touch, other fingers extend away. Just feeling into your body for a moment, feeling the state of your mind, feeling the calmness of the nervous system, right? We took a little ride, we amplified, and then we calmed. We created a through line. It's the thing that I love most about this practice. It calls things up to be rinsed out. And then we create a through line within ourselves so it can continue releasing and we can continue moving forward. You may stay seated if you choose or coming lying onto your backs. I definitely recommend lying onto your back for Shavasana if you don't have time to do it after class. And do it now. But if you have time to stay seated and then lie down for 7 minutes after class, maybe you stay in your meditative seat. Completely your choice. But wherever you go, just relax, be at ease, and enjoy the silence. And be with the silence, and allow the echoes of the practice to reverberate inside of you. You should completely surrender and let go. Taking the thumbs, running them across the other fingertips one at a time. Wiggling the fingers, giving the toes a little wiggle. And bringing the hands together in front of the heart, rubbing the palms, starting there. Then you'll lift the feet off the ground, bend the knees, the soles of the feet come together and touch the same way the palms of the hands are, rubbing the soles of the feet and the hands at the same time. And then a big inhale, stretch the hands long, reach into the legs, stretch it out. And exhale, landing over onto your right side to take a round of cleansing breath. And making your way up to a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands together at heart center as you arrive in your seat. Inhale, hands wide, out and up, palms touch. I am happy. Exhale, hands landing at the heart. Inhale, hands wide, out and up, palms touch. I am healthy. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, hands wide, out and up, palms touch. I am holy. Exhale, hands to the heart. Out loud, repeat after me. I embody grace so fully that all who I meet feel its presence. Hands to the forehead center, closing with one long sat, one short nam. Inhaling. Sat. Nam. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, yogis, for a fantastic practice. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I will come mute everybody who's here live in class. If there's any questions or anything you guys want to know, feel free to ask. You don't have to stay. If not, I'll see you guys next week or maybe on Fridays at noon, where we're going to be doing this detoxification practice for the entire month of January before we move to something else. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. And I'll come talk to you if you want to talk. Sat Nam.